Hello and welcome. This is Ancient Gaming. I'm Zilla, and I'm gonna play some Abzû. Last time we started out this game, I went in blind. I don't know much about this game other than it's made by the people who made Journey and Flower, which I love. They're very chill, meditative games. But we found some ancient ruins, learned some things about their architecture and design capabilities, and some about their priorities, perhaps. And also found some neat technology that got eaten by a shark. One last thing before we get started. If you can give me a sound check, since we have a history of uh, imbalance between my sound and the game sound. There should be some little like echoey ocean sounds on there behind my voice right now. And also, say hello to my little friend. Hi, Freya. Yeah, you're beautiful. Okay, well, let's get going. Hear no ocean sounds. Well, let's see if it gets louder when I go into the game. Get a little music there. Is music happening? Very faint music. Okay, I'm going to turn that audio up a little bit. But tell me if that gets lost at any point. Alright. We were checking out our very weird little shark sphinx friend down here. I mean, just look at the way the head is carved in comparison. Hi, that's me, apparently. Just look at the way the head is carved in comparison to how the body is carved. Like, it's just so much smoother and rounder. I mean, like, it's clearly imitating the same blocky style, but it isn't. There's much more detail and much less abstraction. So that suggests to me that what we have is a statue that used to have a different head, and later on people came in and replaced it with a head that was meant to sort of meant to symbolize the new community. Either that or a deliberately archaicizing, which is to say, like, trying to look like older stuff body. Although that's kind of weird. We do have the interact button, but that's just going to be meditating. Do shark necks bend that way? No. No, they don't. You don't get that kind of just conk straight line. It is possible that the more abstract and geometric shapes are the newer ones, and that the new head has been, and that the body is newer. But if you look at the stone, actually, you can see more weathering on the body, which suggests again that the head has been carved out of something else that used to be there. Anyway, let's see what else is in this area aside from dolphins. Hi, dolphins. I like dolphins. Who doesn't? Did we already interact with this? We might have. Still not 100% on these controls. Oh. The sea snakes or eels or whatever they are don't like my little call. Okay, so we already interacted with this. What else have we got? Lots of coral. Or maybe those are sea anemones. Very healthy coral production around here. That looks like a thing we'll get a bot to break through. You can see more on the other side. And these little fellas, oh, I forget what they're called. Those are real. They're pretty neat. Sea life, man. There's just so much down there. Oh, these are anemones. Whoa. Oh, we got some of these clams over here. Man, not a keen audience. They do not approve of my little call at all. Oh, this looks like we haven't interacted yet. Pufferfish! Look how cute they are! Where'd they go? Off into the ether. I mean, not ether, water, but can see. Whoop! I get too close and they go poof! Beautiful. Well, I don't think you can really dive through coral like that, but that's fine. There's not much music going on here right now, so don't worry too much about that. Ooh. A cave? Oops. Ooh. That looks like a bot. Hello, bot friend. Stick my hand in the back and make it go. They're so expressive. Really does make you wonder a little bit about the people who created them, right? So like, it's a very different design aesthetic than, like it seems much more similar to what I'm wearing than it does to the ruins we're finding here. Not just because it's highly technical, but also because, you know, it has this, oh, I guess that's the edge of where we're allowed to go. But like this very sort of two-color monochrome thing going, the sharp angles but expressive faces. Ooh, is that a thing? Oh, nope, not down. Left, or right. Water plus ether equals weather, no. Well, I mean, sort of, yes. Guess it depends on how you define ether. Is that a nautilus? I think that's a nautilus. Oh yeah. Whoop. Alright. So that's one of 3 for this sort of fishy, corally region. Probably, I think. If I understood the ruins correctly. I wonder what we can see up top here. Open ocean. It's something that way. The music's very faint, but it reminds me a little bit of The Dig. which is to say I like it. Oh, okay. That's as far as we're allowed to go. How close am I to that, shore in the distance? Oh, it feels almost like it's vanished. Oh, it's that way. Okay, it's that way. I am as close as it will let me come. Okay, so methinks there's not much more in this area except for going through that coral barrier. Nope, 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 down. Someday I'll get the hang of this. I'm already doing better than I did last week. It just feels rude to have my bot destroy this. Oh. Well. Oh. Okay, there we go. Was wondering for a second if I needed more bots, but no. Well, that looks swift. I wonder if we can't come back to this area. Those look like tuna, those big ones. I don't have a ton of control here. I want to go up to the kelp. No. Not allowed. Well, we've got a little kelp barrier here. Orcas. Wow. Those guys are dangerous. Would not be swimming with them. I mean, they're dolphins, but they are big dolphins. Ooh, swordfish. Man, I'd love to explore this area, but they seem to mostly just want to move me through it. So where's the current taking me? Oh. We've reached another dead area. The music has stopped, which I'm assuming you can tell, but since it's all very light music, it's kind of hard to say. I want to see if I can look around before I trigger the, I don't know what you'd even call that. Vision? Virtual reality? Illusion? Blueprint, perhaps? Very dim and broken. Oh, this is interesting. We've got some proper ruined objects down here. So we do see the triangle motif, but This honestly looks more like a girder than I was expecting for something from here. Maybe it was a railing, but it kind of looks like a structural piece. Some ruined, twisted metal like you might see on a fallen construction site. So clearly there was a full building here, or some kind of upright structure before it was. Like I'm clearly going through ancient things, not building something from scratch when I interact here. We've got what looks like, although it's hard to see, it looks like metal and wood. So it can't be that old if it's actually wood. But then again, they seem to have some kind of way of preserving things. And who knows, it might have gotten fossilized and had its organic stuff replaced with stone or coral particles. And clearly it was all the way around. Heck. No, let me over it. We do have this star motif again, with the blue tiles, so a very Islamic, maybe North African feel. We've got an 8. Is this an 8-pointed star, it looks like? On the big thing, and then a 10-pointed star in the tiles. But then this very sort of square paneling that doesn't quite jive with it. And we've got these big arched bridges. An unusual structure. The blue and gold motif continues. This looks very much like the previous structure. That's kind of unsurprising. And here we've got our 6-pointed stars again. Oh, and we can actually see some of the extant arch tops here. Some of the ceilings we were talking about last time that I speculated might be modeled after carved wooden ceilings that you'll find in a lot of Islamic areas. I'm thinking of Morocco because that's where I've been, but I'm sure there are other places that have similar things. And here you can see actually that they have imprinted on them or textured over them the same pattern as that 6-pointed star tiling below, which is really quite interesting. I would have thought it would be. And oh, you have that up here too on the upper side, I guess. So really the only thing to interact with here is this strange not water, the life water, which we dive into to see whatever this is. We've certainly lit something up. So there, I guess, is the previous one. You can see what I was talking about, the illusory, or maybe blueprint structures. wonder if it will let me... Okay, so that is definitely the previous one with the manta rays. Well, let me get over there. Yeah, totally. I wonder if I can use this as a kind of level select. If I can get back there. Doesn't look like it. Oh, wait. No. I thought for a moment I was seeing through the mantas, like, as if they were translucent in more ways than one, but no, it appears they're just patterned. You can see at least just two other small pavilions, but I don't... There was an indication of at least 6, if not 7 areas, so I don't know what that means. But okay, let's go over to the one that we've got lit up. Get a little closer to it. What is it that's in me that I'm putting here? Oh. Orcas. Well, we had already seen orcas, but it's nice to have more of them. Here again we get that strange not water rising and repopulating the area with life, turning stone pillars into living coral and opening a door. And this pink kelp. And now, of course, we have much more in this area. But I don't think we can interact with any of it, particularly. So, I guess on through the door. Go faster. Ooh, there are pots. And more paintings. More sort of Egyptian-looking paintings of kelp and stars on the ceiling. I wonder how close I can get to these pots. If I could take a look at them. Nope, no, not that way. This way. These pots look actually very Greek. The two-handled amphorae, that's what amphoros means, is two bearing spots, both ampho, like amphibios, living in both biomes, or ambidextrous, using both hands equally. But we have these red clay pots, And clearly the red is the color of the clay, so the color of the earth wherever they were dug up. And clay does, when baked, last a very, very long time, whether submerged in water or sand or left out. Although erosion is a worry when it's left out exposed. And we have a similar style of painting. You know, we have these flat Egyptian-looking kelp things, and the same star pattern that's on the ceiling is wrapped around these tops. Five-pointed skinny star, not like the more fleshed out stars in the architecture, like these six-pointed ones you can see in the floor and walls. Oh, pardon me. But it is done in this style that reminds me very much of Attic, that is to say Athenian, red figure pottery. And it's called red figure because a lot of times they'll paint figures with a black outline and just leave the red clay, especially if it's a man. They'll usually paint white for women because women were ideally supposed to stay indoors and not get tan. In Athens at certain times. All the caveats. So we have these sort of Greek style amphorae with the two handles, the long narrow tops, and the long tapered bottoms, the black paint on red clay, but then also oddly geometric handles. Usually when you see an amphoros, it's got these curved handles that are much more natural to hold, and so that geometric shape is, again, sort of suggesting something more akin to the architecture we've been seeing. And these very flattened images of kelp, these very stylized images of kelp. Like maybe you would see that kind of stuff in the early geometric period, which is one of the oldest times where we get pottery from Athens, but you certainly wouldn't also see it with these fleshed out figures of dolphins, with these sculpted out bands around the base of the neck, and the flat bottoms of the amphorae are also kind of curious, because oftentimes amphorae were built with sort of pointed ends so that you could like stick them in sand or dirt. So that's very interesting that we have these so evocative of so many different styles altogether. Okay, so we've got more paintings in this beautiful glowing color. From the earlier painting, we can determine that the sort of top bits are meant to be busts of people. The flat geometric angular back that looks kind of like the helmet we're wearing, except without the cat ears. And that triangular chest plate, which we can see in our triangular motif, but it's on the back. And you can just see their eyes in the front. Not quite sure what each one of them is over. Is that over a boat on the ocean surface? Is that over a cliff on the ocean floor? Is that indicating rulership of a land? It could be all sorts of things. And of course we have these inscrutable hieroglyphics that we don't have any kind of meaningful linguistic background to interpret. Then up there, up here, we have this very, very simple wave pattern that again is evoking something very ancient Greek. If you've seen that sort of curling wave pattern, it's actually more geometric than this, oddly enough. But that motif that you might associate with ancient Greek stuff, that has sort of a like repetitive, blocky S shape that is meant to represent waves. And so it's kind of funny here to see it more representative and more curving when so much of their stuff is more geometric and less representative. So, we've got a big old shark. That's probably our friendly, or not so friendly, great white. Painted in a bright glowing blue in contrast to the yellow and black, or yellow and dark blue, of the people. I don't know what this symbol is, but it's clearly meant to be representative somehow. I wonder if it is like the pools of knot water, you know, when I put my heart orb into it and it produced orcas or mantas. I wonder if that's producing a shark. We've got many more pots here. And again, with the sort of shell eagle motif, or falcon, rather. So here are the nautilus shells that we have found. Did I find 2 in the last section? I don't remember finding 2. Huh. I want to take a closer look at that. No, 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 that way. Okay, so what I initially took for chipped tile here is actually worn off paint. So the Nautilus Falcon pattern here has been painted atop the 6-pointed star motif, and you can see that the tiles are all still there in their star pattern, even where the paint has worn off. So how long has this been here? Well, that's curious. Nope, 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 down. Well, oh, there are pots here too, but I would really like to look at these pots because they have a couple new shapes, and ooh, one is broken. Or maybe several. Okay. So we get the more squat amphorae, and those you will more often see with an upright indented, a flat bottom, that's what I'm trying to say. A flat bottom, and you can see they have kind of decorated lips, which is not uncommon. But then here we have some smashed pieces of pottery, and again they seem to have the dolphin and kelp and star motif. So definitely we have one of this more round, more squat kind broken, but also one of the bigger ones, because we have the dolphins and kelp. But I don't know where that round, that like bigger piece that I'm right above now. Can I get any closer to it? Because that shape doesn't seem similar to either of the styles that we've seen so far. I mean, it looks like it could come from the more squat rounded ones, except those don't have any black paint on them, let alone the dolphin motif. So that's fascinating. So some of these pots have been smashed and others let be. And that could just be, you know, life in the ocean. Like, fish can get in here. There's no indication of why some are fine and some are broken. There's not a particular pattern to which is which. Well, let's move on. Big school of fish. Some sharks. And I think I saw a swordfish earlier. Is that a whale? Oh my. Hi, shark friend. Oh wow. Hello. Hello, whale. Not some of the bigger whales, but I mean, still a whale. Hi. Where's your pod? So last time we found some neat stuff on the ocean floor around a pillar here. Ah, yep. We've got some more ruins. Ruined archways that were definitely built on the ocean floor, right? Because you're not going to find, you know, it's desperately unlikely that ruins this delicate, these arches and connected bridgeways, would fall into the sand upright. That's just not going to happen. So clearly built this far down, and more amphorae, again, not going to be something that you find intact after a fall from a height. Got more lobsters, more horseshoe crabs, and it looks like thresher sharks. Hello, thresher sharks. I guess they're named for that big tail at the end. Not too far. I want to find a place to meditate. This looks cool and I want to know what things are. So, no telling here what these pathways used to connect, because it's either broken beyond reconstruction or hidden or dismantled. Were they purely decorative? That seems like a lot of trouble to go through to build this far down, not intend to use it. Oh, a nautilus shell. Yes, please. Okay, I think we've come full circle here. mostly doing better than I was last time with controls, but still not 100%. Okay, well, we hit the edge there. I don't know precisely how far out we can get. Take a look in these rocks. Was this where I found the Nautilus shell? It might have been. Yeah, it was. Okay. I love games like this, I really do. I find them so relaxing. It's actually a bit difficult, willpower-wise, to not play when I'm not streaming for you guys. 'Cause it's so pretty. But I will prevail. It's probably not going to be that many weeks. If you have thoughts, I would love to hear them about what else I should play. I am waiting on, I'm getting a physical copy of Heaven's Vault. We're gonna play that. But, you know, that's kind of a... I want to wait until I have the thing. I don't know exactly how long that will take. Probably a while. So, I'm going to play other things until then. Thinking about playing a visual novel that was recommended to me, called Melos. Literally the only thing I know about it is that it has Sappho in it as a character. That's all I know, and that's all I want to know. Like, let's go. Let's do the thing. I also have some choice of games that I've been meaning to play that are set in the ancient world in some form or other. Wow, this thresher shark is way bigger than I thought it was. Look at it. Oh, wow. I do remember what that open mouth shape is. I want to see if I can get it from the front. It swims around with its mouth agape like that. Just processing the water, eating very small things. Okay. So that's whales. What's this? Tiled columns. Seems like a lot of work. Ooh, is that a shark sphinx? I want to sit on the shark sphinx. I was just saying I wanted to meditate here. Let's do it. It had ocean sand on it. Press X to meditate. Let's go. Striped marlin. Oceanic white tip shark. A mahi-mahi. Oh, is that what they look like? pilot fish. Five-line snapper. Snapper. Oh, I think it cycles through each individual fish. That's wild. Giant trevally. Trevally. I don't know. I don't actually know if those are the swarming fish or the ones coming alongside or these stripy swordfish looking guys. I love it. Okay. So, alright. Time to go. Let's move on. Let's swim through the giant school. Hi. Hi guys. Oh, perfect. Alright, looks like we're not coming back here. I hope we didn't miss too much. This giant triangle shoot us to the next zone. That red blinking eye in the middle does look very ominous, doesn't it? Why does it blink? Is it alive? I guess that's just how it keeps itself clear in the water. What do you think, Freya? You think this music is very good sleeping music? Yeah, you might be right. Crunch. Oh. A chain? The light's very different here. Very orange. You can tell it's the light and not just the kelp because of how our little figure looks. Those patterns were bright yellow before. So we have some more amphorae. These do not have the star pattern, so maybe that was distinct to that one location. So they do have the dolphins and kelp and everything else very much the same. This chain is our first evidence of rust down here, which is kind of impressive given how much metal there seems to be. But you can see this oxidization here. Was it a green chain to begin with? Was it an iron chain, perhaps? Or copper? Why make a chain this big, and what does it go to? There is no telling where it goes on that end, but I suppose we should follow it to find out. Well, we do have seeming confirmation of the areas listed on our nautilus shell wall. Here we have these shark-headed statues. They're not all the same. They're not like the sphinxes. we do have sunfish, though. Oh, you poor derps. These guys are called sunfish, moonfish, moa moa. There are a bunch of names for them. Although, if you live on the internet, you might have heard somebody with the thickest Boston accent ever going, "It's a baby whale! I think it's dead!" They are very bad at swimming. They mostly float around based on current. And a lot of them are actually bigger than these. They're very large critters. I don't know why I'm spending all this time on sunfish. I just think they're cool. And by cool, I mean ridiculous. Oh, that's not a shark. That looks like a coelacanth. Check that out. That is like the ancient bony fishes. And by ancient here, I mean like evolutionarily ancient. Like, we're talking when bony fishes developed, this is kind of what they look like. Coelacanths are really the only modern ones I know about. And by modern, I mean we found one after thinking it was extinct for a very long time. So, I don't know, there's something fairly similar about these and the shark sphinxes. Definitely we have the blocky humanoid hand. And then the abrupt fish head. But I'm actually seeing much less of that deliberately abstract geometry here, and wondering if these were carved more in the style of than ancient as the others, especially since the weathering seems pretty uniform. Well, let's rescue our little bot friend here. Woohoo! Seems to have crashed into this coelacanth. So that chain looks like some kind of boom chain, maybe. It's supposed to wind into the statuary. You see all of these statues have... There's another one over here. All of these statues have these... Nope, not that way. That way. These star-shaped rusted holes. So, I wonder why they needed the chains, though. Here's one of the winding mechanisms, it looks like. Set off on a platform of tiling. Oh, and it looks like I can pull it up. Well, let's find out. Well, that looks like it should be rusted shut. Oh, I see. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Alright. I gotta follow this chain and find out what the heck that's supposed to be. Well, we've got a... Oh. These plinths, these statue bases have hieroglyphs on them. That's definitely a moray eel. A hammerhead. Oh, more hammerheads. So mostly hammerheads here. But then the thing that doesn't make sense to me is this glowing knot water. Ooh, what are... dugongs! I love dugongs! Or maybe manatees, I don't know. I don't actually remember which one is which, but look how cute they are! Oh my gosh! Hello, mermaids! This is, of course, the origin of the mermaid myth, right? Is dugongs look kind of vaguely humanoid under the water, and then they have this big tail. This chain cannot possibly keep running forever. But then we have these coelacanth heads pouring glowing knot water that is... I guess if it's heavier than water, it could pour like this, even underwater. And I guess the implication is that it's heavier. That's fascinating. So I guess it is implied that we want to find the other winding mechanism. But that chain went into the sand. Well, maybe it's a different chain, I don't know. Looks like there's a lot of down, so let's go down. Ooh, is that some kind of octopus? Yes, it is. I want to go meet my octopus friend. Oh, it's living in a broken pot! Oh my gosh, I love it! This one appears to have no paint on it at all. But, yeah. Sea life really does love, you know, man-made artifacts, nice hard shells to coil up in. Pottery is one of the less obtrusive ones. Eagle rays. Pretty. Green lobster. Some crabs. More pots. More buried chain. Oh, some starfish. Oh, another bot friend. Hello. Hello, bot friend. There you go. Is that where I found the eagle rays, or is this a different one? Yeah, that's where I found the eagle rays. Oh, interesting. So these archways do not have a star motif, they have a triangle motif. I can't be sure in this light, but they look red and not blue. Come here and shine a light on this. I want to see it. So it looks like there are a lot of these chains. Kind of no telling where they wind up. Another octopus friend down there. One of our shark-headed friends has fallen. The base must have been destroyed at some point. The structure is still intact, which is interesting. There's a lot going on here. I mean, some of these statues are clearly intentionally lower down. Some have fallen and... oops. Some are clearly intentionally higher up. Now here we have the star pattern again, in what's definitely still the same blue. Hello, fish friends. But down there... these are the reddish archways with the triangle pattern. Looks like they were intended to be two separate levels with two separate motifs. What else have we got around here before we cut open that coral? That looks like a place where I might let something new out. A scalloped hammerhead. I didn't know there were different kinds of hammerhead. I probably should have. Ah, a shark sphinx. I don't want to meditate just yet. I want to see what this well is about. Why do you need a well underwater? Well, clearly something used to be here. Beyond just our neighborhood nautilus. And these big blocks. It's a major construction project. And it only goes up so far before you hit the way out. But interesting that there is a chain here. I wonder if it's related to where they get the knot water from. What is this layer of uncarved stone? Maybe the hole was there naturally and they improved upon it. Well, let's go take a short meditation. They call them sunfish here. Kelpfish. Okay, so these are meant to be manatees, not dugongs. My bad. Blue streak wrasse. I think those are the longer fish. Alright. Well, with that, I think we are going to stop for the day. Thank you so much for joining us as I play Abzû and look into the remains of an underwater civilization and continually get distracted by pretty fish. I will see you next weekend. Keep learning, friends.